Welcome to week 8, where we will discuss geologic maps and geologic structures. So in this first video, we'll get into some of the basics of geologic structures, what they are, and how to find your way around a geologic map. And then we'll get into how structures form, the stresses that are related, and then we'll talk about the major types, like folds and faults, and then we'll relate all of this to plate tectonics. So what are geologic structures? Basically, it's a rock formation that has been formed by some kind of massive crustal movement. And these are usually related to plate tectonics. So these movements can cause the rocks to break, to bend, to be uplifted, to drop down, all different sorts of things. So we get specific types of structures that are associated with specific types of movement. So what are geologic maps and cross-sections? These are ways to represent the geology that exists at the surface of the Earth. Those are the maps. So it's going to kind of show you what you would see, what rocks are exposed at different locations in that specific map environment. And then a cross-section would be a vertical slice into the Earth, like if you were to slice into a cake. And then you would look sideways and see the different layers of cake and icing and cake again. But in this case, it's the rocks that we're going to see. So what I want to show you first are some of the parts of a geologic map. So we're going to I'll walk you through where to get these, so you can download them for free from the Dogami website. And those are mostly just for Oregon. I'll show you the title, scale, and then what sorts of things are represented, the age, color schemes, descriptions, symbols, things like that. And then I'll show you some of the geologic cross-sections, which, like I said before, are a vertical slice into the Earth. So I'll pull up the Dogami website. So if you go to the Oregon Department of Geology and Mineral Resources, if you just type in Dogami into the Google search bar, you'll come up with this website, and you can get all sorts of different types of maps, which is great. And then if you scroll down, you can see hazard maps, tsunami maps, all sorts of good stuff. So if you want to see kind of maps and publications, you click here, and then you can search by location, so on and so forth. So I have already downloaded our map, and you guys are going to have it posted on the course site. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger for you here. So this is our geologic map of Portland. I know it's a little small, but we'll zoom in here on a couple of these spots. So just looking here at the overall map, and you're going to have a big file, a big paper map in class. It's the size of your table, so it'll be much easier to see. So we got the name of the map up top here, tells you where it is, and what the name of the quadrangle is, and that quadrangle name is going to correspond to the topographic map. So when we looked at the Lake Oswego topographic map, there's also a geologic map for that same area. So we also have, just like we had on our topographic maps, are along the sides here and the bottom, you are going to have the latitude, longitude coordinates on there. You can also see this big portion that I'll highlight here is your map, and all the different colors that you see on that map are different rock units, and each of those different colors has a different symbol. And then over here you can kind of sort of see these different little boxes here. I'll zoom in on them in a minute. Those are all corresponding to the rock units you see on this map, and then we have descriptions lined out as well. And then just like your topographic map, you've got a scale, you've got a contour interval, you've got compass directions. We also have our key, which is or legend, which is all the way over on the side of your map. And what this contains is a timeline that shows you each rock unit and what time frame and how long that rock unit was forming on the Earth's surface. So it's representing that chunk of time. So that whole rock unit was forming through that entire time range, as you can see on there. We also have the rock units and the descriptions, and these are going to be listed in order of increasing age. So youngest here, going down, older, older, and then older, older, older on the bottom. And then any map symbols you might see are going to be over here. Sources, references listed, and then cross sections down at the bottom. And these cross sections will give you letters like A to A prime, and then you're going to look on your map and find where the cross section is on your map. So if I zoom in a little bit here, what we can do is look a little bit closer at our map. So I'm zooming in here, and we're going to look around this Smith Lake area. And what I see is we got this yellow layer with the letters QAL. I've got this orangish layer that has the QTF. Those are telling you not only what type of rock it is, but also which color corresponds to what. So if I scroll back over here and take a look at our key that tells us what things are, I can see that I've got the same color, same letter combination, color-letter combination, and then it tells you what it is, artificial fill. And you notice it's artificial fill, and then in our abbreviation here we see AF. So what this symbol is telling you is the Q is going to be telling you the age. So if I go up here to our timeline, we can see that that QAF is in the Quaternary. So Q is representative of the Quaternary time period. Over here, T is for tertiary, which you can see over here. And I think those are the only two that we've got. And then the other abbreviations is telling you, okay, it's this rock unit. So here we can see the QLS, landslide deposit, Quaternary, and age. If I keep going down to something a little different here, I've got Troutdale Formation. So the big T is for the tertiary, and then the little t is for Troutdale. And you can see that with a lot of these rock units. And then a nice description of exactly what it is, what it's made of, maybe how thick it is, sources, and so on and so forth. So we also have our map symbols telling you the contacts, faults, strike and dip, volcanic vent. I mean, these are going to vary depending on your map. Some maps have lots, some don't have so many. So if I go down to the bottom here, I've got our cross section, and I'll zoom out a little bit here for you guys. Let's get in there a little bit more. So our cross sections, here you can see stretching all the way across the bottom. It's going to show you the different colors that are present, faults that might be there, and yeah, that's about it. If you have questions about this, please let me know. You can use this map from home if you want to scroll around the map like I've been doing, and do this lab from home this week, or it might be easier just to come to class and be able to ask me questions. So those are geologic structures and maps. We'll come back and talk more specifics in the next video.